An absolute collapse in the second half, offensively and defensively. It was a tale of two halves.
A collapse of epic proportions for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they lose the game today to the Dallas Cowboys 24-21. They put up a goose egg in the second half after coming out and taking a 21-0 lead. You saw a glimpse of what this offense can look like when they don't play conservative ball and they completely shell up. It cost them in a big way. They turned the ball over twice in the second half, and the Dallas Cowboys come out on top 24-21. Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB postgame show here across the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop your comments down below and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Your number one place for Philadelphia Eagles content. I'm joined now by Dan Sileo, host of the National Football Show. We'll be joined in about 20 minutes by John McMullen, host of Birds 365. Big Sills, I'm partly speechless, my friend. Eagles lose the game 24-21. Your first reaction?
An absolute collapse in the second half, offensively and defensively. It was a tale of two halves. I thought Prescott played his ass off in this football game. And once again, when you have a guy like Prescott and you have people like Pickens, and I'm going to say this about CeeDee Lamb too, his hands are completely overrated. The best wide receiver on that football team is that kid Pickens, man. He got separation. He was spectacular. For the Eagles, there was no pass rush, especially in the second half. They didn't pressure him enough. And that huge sack, once again, that Hurts took and takes in his career was really, I think, the turning point in the fourth quarter for them to be able to get the football back, drive down. And, of course, when you've got Aubrey, you know, we talked about this. I'll give it to John here, man. He brought Aubrey up saying if it came down to a fourth quarter football game, you knew immediately, Zander, once they got the ball midway point and they didn't pick up the first down, Aubrey was going to be a factor. And he ended up, when they missed that absolute opportunity to score. So, I mean, again, I didn't think Jalen played all that bad, but in the second half, the situational play calling by Kevin Patullo was shoddy at best. And I don't want to hear another week of Philadelphia Eagle fans telling me that Saquon Barkley and that offensive line, that there's not issues. We are now beyond it now. It's beyond conversation. 63 yards rushing as a team. We also said in the pregame show, whoever won the rushing title for this ball game was going to win the ball game. Got to give it up, man. Cowboys were down 21 points. That's not one of your better football teams, Zander. The Cowboys are not one of your better teams.
No.
And they rolled back 21 points to end up beating you? Are you kidding me? The Rams would have put 50 on you. That team is not that good defensively. They're getting better. And I'll tell you, divisional game, no question about it, bro. No pass rush whatsoever in the second half and into the fourth quarter. Dallas rolls back. That is what you call a collapse.
And this is why, Sills, I hate when people come in when we talk about the problems on this football team and people say, well, we're 8-2, we're 8-2, we're 8-2. That is a prime example of why the philosophy of this football team is a failure. Because, by the way, I think Jalen Hurts had a good game. He came out. And for all the people saying Kevin Patullo in the second half, I will push back on you immediately and say Kevin Patullo, the true Kevin Patullo, in my eyes, was the first three drives where you come out and you put 21 points on the board instantly. They get the lead and they go into this conservative bullshit. They don't try and push the ball down the field at all. They don't do anything on offense. The creative play calling went completely out the door, and we had 0 points.
So are you going to tell me you're going to give them credit, Zander, for the first three and then not for the last 7? I mean, that's him. To me, you know what it comes down to? Don't you notice, Zander, in the first half, much of that stuff is scripted. When they had to get in game and they had to have a feel for the game, they didn't have it. The entire second half, the Cowboys shut them down. Matt Eberflus was absolutely all over them. In the first half, hey, by the way, man, all kudos. Devontae Smith with that circus catch, he was freaking unbelievable. I thought AJ played well. There were times in the game where they couldn't defend him. But I think the spotty play calling in that game again, I think it tripped them up and it allowed the Cowboys to get series back. Hey, dude, the defense also, for all the praise that we give the defense, They laid a gigantic egg in the second half.
100%. The conservative play, I can't get over it. You come out and you impose your will. Jalen looks great. The ball's coming out on time. A.J. Brown's involved. Devontae Smith's, everybody's involved, and they're moving the football, and then they just shell up. Now, maybe you're right because those first drives are scripted, into the week. So that's a fair point by you where you don't adjust and you're not able to adjust. I thought Jalen Hurts played a fine game. I mean, I know that you mentioned the sack. That was a brutal sack. You don't want to take a sack in that moment, but I just can't believe you come out and you go up 21-0
and you lose it.
Dallas slowly creep back into the game. CeeDee Lamb had more drops in this game than he did in game number 1. I mean, that guy is so overrated. I was dead wrong on that guy.
No doubt.
I mean, this is such an egregious failure for this team to lose this football game.
Completely. And here, how about the undisciplined 14 penalties for 96 yards
14 penalties
in the game too, which ended up stalling some drives for you. I mean, make no mistake about it, Zander. I thought they were playing really disciplined ball in the first half. Second half, it really came unwind. And 14 penalties for almost 100 yards in that ball game. And when you look at everything that they did in the second half, it was polar opposite. Once again, like you said. I mean, Zander, 5 of 12 on third down?
Yeah.
You were killing it in the first half. How did it get where you ended up not having any kind of continuity? You know what it is? You couldn't get that damn run game going again.
Our run game stinks, and I'm sorry. I'm now with you and John. For many times I've been saying I don't think Saquon's lost a step. He had 10 carries for 22 yards today. 10. And by the way, we had a 21-point lead, which is when you run the football.
Right. That's right. 10
carries for 22 yards for Saquon Barkley.
You're right, man. I mean, it's really time here now to sit here and really start questioning the direction of the run game right now because it's really not going anywhere. We're not. I mean, Zander, how long does this have to go on before that conversation where we start sitting here and we're sitting here saying this? That 2000 rushing season has completely played a toll on this guy and his ability to be able to run the football. There's no mistake about it right now.
And the offensive line, both of them have taken such a big collective step back. It's like you don't even recognize them from last year. Both of them.
Absolutely. I mean, just completely. I mean, I really thought Dallas, and as I thought, Zander, I thought Dallas really controlled the middle of the defense and not being able to let the run game go. And I really thought that those tackles, hey, dude, Quinton Williams is a ball player, dog. He can freaking play, and he has changed the entire landscape of that Dallas defense.
No doubt about it, man. They lose the game 24-21 today. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll get to all super chats on the show today. A brutal loss today. The conservative philosophy and approach has bitten this team in the ass. Anybody with a brain who's been watching this team knew it would come, despite all the people saying, we're 8-2 and we never stop winning. Oh, stop bitching, stop bitching. No, I'm not going to stop bitching. Here's the numbers from today, the game today. As Cilio pointed out to you, they were 5 of 12 on third down. Total yards in the game, Dallas had 473. Eagles had 339 in the game. Jalen Hurts today was 27 of 39 for 289, 1 touchdown. He also had 2 touchdowns on the ground. A.J. Brown had 8 catches on 10 targets for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 6 catches for 89 yards, including a bomb 41-yarder. And then the on the other side, Dak Prescott, 23 of 36, 354, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Javonte Williams, 20 carries for 87 yards. George Pickens, 9 for 146 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 75. Jake Ferguson, 5 for 60. There's a look at your box score. It's a little longer than that, but that's just a glimpse of it. Sills, where do you put the number one blame here on the loss for this game?
The philosophy of the team and how conservative they get when they get leads, and the defense thinking that, again, that all was fixed with the Packers and the Lions game. You were going to have to see more of a litmus size, I think, of teams for you to be able to make a true judgment. I tried making that point in the pregame show. People were telling me, hey, this defense is back, and you're going like, well, don't you want to see more than a week? Because I brought up the fact that I thought Dallas was better in a week. Turned out Dallas was better in a week. And they really did a great job, I thought, of stopping the run in that game. And that was the key to the football game, was them and their ability to stop the run. Xander, that pass to Barkley was there all night long. I felt they should have went to him a little bit more in the second half. If they were using those guys to stretch out the secondary, that pass was there the entire night. So, again, I just thought it was shoddy in the second half on how they approached. And I thought, again, on defense, it was a complete nuclear meltdown to the point also, Zander, where you started seeing Dallas gas them. Dallas was starting to get big run plays.
Yep.
And, hey, Dak played his ass off.
Javonte Williams, I know many people. I know, yeah, I agree with you, by the way. He also had he got lucky a couple times. Now, part of the reason he pushes the ball so much is because I think he knows his defense isn't so great. But Zach Bond had that dropped interception in the game. There was a couple other moments there where I didn't think, I thought he pushed the ball. But Javonte Williams, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's a better player than Saquon Barkley, but that guy hits the hole. That guy doesn't sit around and wait for anything. He hits the damn hole, and he's going to pick up his 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, no matter what. We need that from Saquon Barkley, dude. We got to stop this dancing behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know what he's doing.
Dallas played also. Let's give Dallas credit here with this. This was their season, and they played like – you see Dak diving into the end zone.
Dude, I thought we gave him the game, Silz. I really did, dude.
Okay. I agree.
I don't think they stole that game from us. I thought we handed it to them on a silver platter. We had 2 turnovers in the second half. Gibson fields a punt at the 1 yard. What are you fielding a punt at the 1 yard? Let the ball bounce through the end zone.
Yeah, but they created those turnovers with big hits.
They did. They were good hits. But again, why are you fielding a punt at the 1, Silz? Why?
You're not. Let
the ball go into the end zone. What are you doing? Barkley had the fumble. That was a brutal fumble, but credit on the punch out by Williams. I mean, this was just I really felt like I'm watching it, and I'm like, we're giving it to him. We're handing him.
How about Barkley? If you're up 21, I think the other team took it from you. Because if you had a 21-point lead, dude, I thought the game was over. My wife, we're sitting there watching, and where my family and I are watching the game, we're like, even when they were down at the 20, I didn't believe they were winning it to kick the field goal. I didn't believe it. I can't believe they rolled all the way back. They put 24 unanswered points on the Eagles in the second half. 24 unanswered points. Think about the points you only
17
surrendered
in the second half, but they had the one at the end of the first half.
Okay, you're right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, 17. But figure this out here, Zander. Look at how many points you surrendered in the Green Bay Lions game combined. You gave up 24 points. I mean, you had a 21-point lead. You gave up 24 points, dude. Wow. Total meltdown.
This is the biggest meltdown of the year, obviously. They moved to 8-3 on the year, and now they'll take on the Chicago Bears, who moved to 8-3 with another win today on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I'm sure all Eagle fans all over had their Thanksgiving ruined today by a loss in Dallas in Kelly Green uniform. Remember, we were undefeated, Silz. Everybody said we don't lose in the Kelly Greens. We lost in the Kelly Greens today.
Would you make it a passing game?
I think the passing game can be what they were in the first half way more consistently. I really do.
It's got to be 4 quarters of football, though.
It has to be. I agree. I mean, this is another game, Silz, where you have an amazing first half. At halftime, I was all that happy. Look at Jalen Hurts. Look at the passing game. Second half, 0 points.
Do you think they take their foot off the gas pedal, or do you think it looks to me like they took the foot off the gas pedal, doesn't it? And they it felt like
they went back to the conservative approach. Now, they didn't run the ball, so they were almost conservative in the way that they passed the ball.
There were a ton of 3-and-outs in that second half.
A ton of 3-and-outs in the second half. BLG put up on his Twitter, there was a series of 4 straight drives where they had 20 plays and 10 yards or 15 yards, whatever it was, or 11 plays and 20 yards, whatever it was. I mean,
completely outplayed in the second half.
Completely outplayed. I mean, I really thought they handed the game to the Cowboys. George Pickens, by the way, is a and by the way, one other thing was exposed today. I don't think Cooper DeJean should be an outside cornerback.
No way. And now we see why Vic keeps him in there.
Yeah. The second they put him out there, when they had the injuries, Dak was throwing and throwing and throwing to him. Now that one flag on Cooper, I thought was on Pickens. He had hands to the face, but yeah. So, but it did look like Cooper's.
I also thought that catch by CD when he had his hand in his face, that you could have went there as well. But bro, how many times did Pickens catch that ball deep down the field in double coverage? I mean, he was just on those 50-50 passes. He was unstoppable in that 50-50 pass.
Yeah, he really was, man. He really did. No doubt about it. Look, at the end of the day, Dak had a good game, and they had a lot of yards. I don't think this loss is on the defense even a little bit. I mean, dude, we gave them a punt, the punt fumble. They got the ball at what, the 9-yard line? Their first run on that drive, Javonte Williams took the ball to the 1-yard line, and they weren't able to get in there. I mean, I'm thinking the defense is going to save us again. Hurts is going to march down, kick a field goal, we're going to win the game. Then he took the big sack. I don't think this – look, I'm not saying the defense was perfect.
They had 300 yards in the second half.
But again, you pointed it out. The 3 and outs bit the defense in the ass in the second half. It's too much strain on any defense, no matter how good you are.
The running game has ended the error and the margin of error for you, and it played itself out today. Do you agree, Zander? The margin of error and the lack of running game, and then the turnover. And the turnovers right there was the error that we've been taught. You know, it's funny, Zander. I talked about it all week that I don't think you have that really much of a margin of error. When you turn the football over like that, the Eagles don't have a good enough offense on a consistent basis, quarter after quarter, to be able to win a football game. Get this. Dak threw themselves out of trouble. Do you not agree? Dak was in 21-0. They threw themselves out of trouble.
But that's what Dak is. I mean, we all know Dak is capable of that. He can throw the football around the yard well. You know, that's never been what I expected Dak to be able to do that. What I did expect to win it on was the turnover. You got the interception. I predicted an interception today. They got their pick, and it came at a timely opportunity in the red zone, in the end zone. So I'm thinking, boom, the Eagles are doing everything they need to do right now to manage this game and win. I think you're right, though, Silz. The more I look at this box score, this was run game and penalties. Yep. Run game and penalties.
And situational play calling by the offense, I thought, again, got way too conservative. They did. Yep. They got conservative again in the second half.
Run game,
they had the big league. You know what it looked like to me? It was like they were doing this. They were playing not to lose.
I agree. Run game, penalties, and coaching, I think, are the top 3. I mean, I know people want us to come up here and they think we're going to crap on Jalen. I don't think Jalen had a bad day at all.
Have you heard me say one negative thing about him?
I don't think he had a bad day at all. He's 27-39, 289 in the game. He had one sack.
The sack was brutal, though. The sack
brutal
was
sack, man. Brutal sack. Okay. John tweeted out it was a coverage sack. I'd have to look at the all-22 to see if anybody, what that looked like, because you also don't want to turn the ball over there. You want to punt the ball deep. But, that was brutal. That was brutal.
But again, it was you know what, too? Wasn't this an old-school NFC East game?
It was.
Let's put that in context.
It was, but I'm used to winning those. Especially with this team.
Okay.
Especially with this team.
Okay. I got it. I mean, listen, this is a divisional game. I would never have said this to you. Would you have said this at the beginning of the year if I said this to you? Hey, you're going to split with the Cowboys and the Giants this year.
Yeah, we didn't play the Commanders yet. I mean, They're terrible, but we might end up splitting with them. I mean,
the Giants terrible.
Yeah, right. Exactly my point. I mean, I don't think anybody thought we would split with the Giants, and we split with them. So, look, this season just got a whole lot more interesting, everybody. All right, I know everybody.
If the Rams win tonight against the Buccaneers,
exactly right. Rams play tonight. If they get the win tonight, they move to 9-2 on the year. They would be in the fast track to first place in the NFC, even with the tiebreaker loss.
Best more wins. Wins count number 1. They would host the NFC Championship game at SoFi in LA.
Yeah, and remember, the Bears are kind of a sneaky team. I know people don't think they're that good, but they're 8-3. If they happen to beat us on Friday, then they would have a good chance.
Number 2 seed.
Yep.
Because both of you have the same record right now.
Yeah, and if they beat us, they'll have the head-to-head.
That's right. And that means they'll move to 2. And you'll be 3, and right now the Bucs are 4. So this game coming up with the Bears, hey, dude, it got interesting, like you said.
Oh, goodness. Let's see what ends up happening. We're going to have John McMullen joining us here in a little bit. We'll get John's takeaways from the game. Again, brutal management of the game, I thought. And the more I look at it again, I think penalties ruined this team. I mean, 14 penalties.
Unbelievable.
What was it, for 96 yards?
I thought Dallas was the more undisciplined team in the first half. But, boy, they just fell apart when it came to penalties, man. I mean, stop drives, stop first downs a few times. Dallas got let off the hook with that one turnover that turned out not to be a turnover. I thought Dak had that thing, and I thought it was going to be a turnover. Dallas played to live another day. But, dude, I mean, very undisciplined. Here, 2 things you don't hear in a Philly game, right? Turning the ball over and penalties. I mean, 14 penalties for almost 100 yards. Dude.
It feels like we take a lot of penalties this year, Sills, and that, to me, is on the head coach. That's an undisciplined ball club.
I also think it has a lot to do with the offensive line guys, in my opinion. I mean, those offensive line guys, they had their hands full today.
They did, no doubt about it.
Especially inside against the run, did a great job.